Hey lovies, I'm coming to you with another Simply Weekday meal video with my sister, Simpli Keii. Go and check her out. Her link will be down below in the description box, and make sure to subscribe. First, I am showing you everything that you will need for this meal. We are making homemade nachos and burritos. So I'm basically just showing you everything that I will be using. The Spanish rice is optional, but usually now I like to use Spanish rice or eat it when I have Mexican food or Mexican dishes. So I'm just going through and showing you everything. As far as the seasoning, you will need a taco seasoning and a fajita seasoning. The fajita seasoning I am going to be using for my nacho, the ground beef that I'm using for the nachos. The taco season, I'm using that for the burrito ground beef. And which, well, you know what, I actually ended up splitting half and half, which you will see in the video. But now I'm just showing you everything that I've cut up. I've cut up my lettuce, my tomato, and my green onion. I'm showing you these flour tortillas that I'm using. This is my first time actually using those, and they were delicious. I love using Doritos for my nacho base. They make the nachos everything. So yeah, but as you can see, I have two separate pots where I'm cooking my hamburgers separately. I didn't want to put it all in the same pan because I fixed my nacho ground beef different from my burrito ground beef, and which you will see. I'm going to take half of the fajita seasoning and half of the taco seasoning and put it in one pot, and then I'm going to use the other half in the opposite pot. I am using two 3-pound rolls of hamburger in each pot. I have my pot here where you just saw with the butter for my my Spanish rice, and I'm just letting my hamburger simmer until all of the redness is no more, basically. So now I'm putting my rice into my pot, and this rice was very, very delicious. It was the best Spanish rice that I've tried. This was my first time trying it, and all of these items I did pick up at my local Kroger. So you will find all of these at everything at your local Kroger. And I love Kroger prices. It's just awesome. So I'm just letting my rice simmer. As you can see, the water is dissolving, and my rice is becoming cooked, thoroughly cooked. And you want to make sure it's thoroughly cooked so all of the water is gone, as you can see right here. And like I said, this is the best rice I've tried. So I'm still letting my hamburger go. I do stir it every now and then just to make sure that it's not sticking and burning. That's why another reason why I separated them is because you do have a major chance of it burning when you cook it together. So as you can see, I'm cutting them off now because now I'm about to add my seasoning and water to my burrito meat, and then I will be adding all of my good ingredients into my nacho meat, and which you will see. So I'm just showing you how much water you're supposed to add with these seasoning packages, but all the details are on the back of the packages to, you know, inform you on what to do when using these seasoning packages. So all I'm doing now is just getting my water and stuff to put, you know, everything in my hamburger. You do want to make sure, I forgot to tell you, you do want to make sure you drain all of the grease out of your hamburger, because you do not want it extra all grease, you know, greasy with the seasoning and all that. That's the purpose of adding the water. So do make sure to drain the grease off of your hamburger, completely off of your hamburger. So as you can see, I added my water, and now I'm about to add my seasonings to each one. And like I said, you just want to add a half a pack to each of your each pot of your hamburger. You just want to add a half of the fajita seasoning and then half of the taco seasoning, and then you would do the same with the other pots. And the purpose, when I say that I do them separate because my nacho mix is different, meaning with my nacho mix, and as you can see, I did cut my pot back on. The rice was done, so you want to cut your rice off. But I did cut my taco pot and my fajita pot. My nacho pot, my hamburger pots. I cut those back on so the hamburger can simmer in the fajita and taco sauce. And you will also see that I will be adding more to my ground beef that's for my nacho. That I showed you the queso cheese. I showed you the nacho cheese, and I showed you the salsa, the chunky salsa jar. All of that you want to add, you will be adding into your hamburger that's for your nacho. And I didn't, I got 2 cans of the nacho cheese, but I only ended up using, I want to say 1 full can, maybe, or 1.5. I think it was 1 full can I only end up using. I did not need both of them because my mixture was already the consistency that I wanted it to be. So that's why I didn't add the second nacho cheese can, but it's up to you, how you want to fix it. And it also depends on the amount of ground beef you have. So, yeah. So I just finished just stirring my ground beef, making sure that it wasn't sticking. And now you're going to see me add this nacho cheese. This nacho cheese is so good, y'all. You can also pick up that nacho cheese. I think it's that, or maybe a different one. No, it's a different one, the green red can that I pick up from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has a very good nacho cheese too that I've used before in different dishes. So yeah, all I'm doing right here is opening up my cans. And as you can see now, I'm putting, I think that's my queso cheese. I'm putting my queso cheese in here. And you can also use, one time before for my nachos, when I made these, I used hamburger, and I also sauteed some shrimp on the side. And I did put green peppers and red peppers and yellow peppers in it, and onions and stuff like that I put in there. So you can fix this any kind of way you like. It is very, very delicious and very, very filling. And I want to say this lasts my family maybe a week. It lasts us a while, a long time. So as you can see, I'm showing you how it looks with the cheeses in there. And you just want to just stir it, mix it around. And that you see in there in the pot, the liquid, that's not grease. That is the fajito taco seasoning with the water. So once you put that in there, you don't have to worry about draining it off. So you just leave that in there while you mix in your queso and your nacho cheese. So I mixed that around good, and like I said, you can add whatever type of meats you want. But yeah, so now I'm adding my traditional chunky salsa in mild, and this is a delicious salsa. And I think I only added maybe a half a jar, or a little less than a half a jar. Yeah, it was about a half a jar that I added, because it was already, like I said, it was the consistency I wanted it to be. So I didn't want it to be very, very soupy. So now I'm just mixing this right on up. And as you can see, this is what it's looking like, y'all. When I said these nachos are so bomb, these nachos are so bomb. Me and my family, we jack these nachos up every time I fix them. And like I said, get the Doritos. Any type of Doritos you would like to use, get them and pour this over top of them. And I'm telling you, oh, it is everything, everything. So you want it about the consistency that you see I have it here. And now I'm just breaking up the hamburger for my burritos and just stirring that up in the taco and fajita taco and fajita seasonings, and just making sure that's stirred up pretty good. And as you can see, there's no redness on the meats. You do not want to see redness on your meat, y'all. So right here I'm showing you how I'm preparing Babe's nachos. I put the rice, put the any type of Doritos you want to use, put those first, then I put the rice on top of there. Now I'm distributing the nacho mix on top of the rice, and then you can add all of your favorite toppings on top. Some people like to use guacamole, jalapenos, whatever you like. Just top your nachos off, girl, and turn them up. But I'm just adding onion, lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream to his because he loves all of that. So I'm putting all of that on his. And I think this was his. I'm almost sure. It was either his or my oldest daughter's. I will see. Because if it has tomatoes on it, it was definitely his. So I'm trying to see now. And I did have the taco sauce, so you can put the sour cream and taco sauce as well. And yes, this was his. My kids, theirs were already made, but I can tell this one was his because I can see the onion and the tomato and the lettuce. So yeah, that's how I made his. And now I'm showing you how to do the burrito. And you do the cheese. You know, you have your flour tortilla, you do your cheese, you do your rice, and then you put your burrito mixture on top of that, your taco mixture on top of that. And you really have a hard time now finding burrito seasoning, so mixing the taco seasoning and the fajita seasoning worked out for me. But I just put the hamburger on top, and then you will put all of your fixings on top of it. Whatever you like to top your burrito off with, that's what you will put on top of it. And I have finally mastered how to properly fold a burrito, which is you will take your left and right sides first, and you will fold those in. And then you will take your top or bottom side and you will roll that over and continue to roll it, you know. So that's how I finally mastered it, because goodness, I used to struggle with trying to keep the burrito closed or whatever. But you will still need a spoon for a packed burrito like this. So yeah, but that's how I fixed. I think this was my burrito. So that's how I fixed my burrito. And y'all, like I said, this is so filling. It will last your family. So therefore, you don't have to cook for some days to a whole week. You just make plenty for a whole week, and you don't have to worry about, you know, having to cook over and over again. So yeah, so that's how you fold it. That's how I fold it now. These Doritos, y'all, so delicious with the nachos. So bomb. So yeah, this is my plate. I hope you enjoy, and thanks so much for watching. Love y'all. Bye.